Have you ever wondered why so many people feel trapped in endless cycles of dissatisfaction? They seem to be constantly searching for something but never quite finding it. Perhaps you can relate, feeling a void even with a life full of things, people and distractions. But what if I told you the answer to this restlessness lies in something most people avoid at all costs? Yes, it's exactly that. Solitude. Contrary to what you might think, solitude isn't your enemy. It's the key to power, freedom, and a transformation few have the courage to seek. What no one tells you is that learning to be alone is a skill that can completely change the way you see the world, relate to others, and make decisions. This isn't about forced isolation, but a conscious choice to reconnect with who you truly are. It's in that space of silence and reflection that the greatest insights occur, creativity blossoms, and you discover a power that's been there all along, waiting to be explored. It sounds counterintuitive, doesn't it? But it's actually the opposite. It's liberating. Get ready for a journey that will challenge everything you think you know about personal freedom, relationships, and inner growth. What you're about to learn isn't just another lesson. It's a real guide to stepping onto the pedestal of your own life, leaving behind insecurities, fears, and the constant need for validation. And in the end, only one question will echo in your mind. Why didn't I realize this before? Shall we begin? Solitude is one of the most underestimated and paradoxically most feared experiences for humans. It's curious how, in such a connected world, we still feel a void when we're alone. Yet it's precisely in this space, free from external expectations and noise, that we find emotional freedom and autonomy. Think about it. Mastering your own silence frees you from the chains of emotional dependence. Imagine dedicating a moment of your day just to listen to your own thoughts, like an explorer uncovering unknown territory. That's self-knowledge in practice, a gateway to reconnect with yourself. However, solitude isn't synonymous with abandonment or sadness. It's a powerful tool for personal growth. Many great spiritual leaders like Buddha achieved enlightenment in isolation, not amid chaos. When solitude is embraced as an ally, it becomes a fertile ground for reflection and transformation. Simple practices like turning off your phone for an hour to sit in silence can be revolutionary. Gardening, for instance, is a fantastic exercise for practicing solitude creatively. You care for plants, but deep down, you're cultivating yourself. Beauty of solitude is that it reveals who you truly are, free of masks or external influences. It's like looking in the mirror for the first time and seeing beyond the surface. From this place of inner connection, insecurities begin to fade, making way for authenticity. And interestingly, when you feel whole on your own, your relationships also strengthen, shifting from a need to a genuine choice. This is the starting point for the next step, using this silence to reflect on who you truly are. After all, someone who doesn't know themselves can never truly transform. Being alone is like opening a door to an inner universe we often ignore. For many, though, silence is frightening because it reveals what we try to hide: our insecurities, fears, and even emotional dependence. But it's in facing our own self that the magic of reflection lies. By slowing down and making space for silence, you begin to question what truly matters in life. Have you ever tried writing about your feelings in a notebook? This simple practice can uncover insights about yourself you never imagined. Personal reflection isn't just about thinking, it's a journey of self-exploration. When you pause to analyze your choices, behavior patterns, and even relationships, you start to see more clearly the areas that need change. For instance, we often remain stuck in cycles of insecurity because we never ask ourselves, why am I afraid of this? Reflections like these are the key to transformation and can be practiced in calm moments, like during a solitary walk or while tending to plants. As you dive deeper into yourself, you realize that reflection is a continuous process. Each thought brings a new layer of understanding, and each layer is a step toward personal growth. It's not about seeking perfection, but accepting your imperfections authentically. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes to look inward without fear. After all, only those who know themselves deeply can transform their lives and create space to unleash creativity in ways that once seemed unattainable. Creativity thrives in moments of solitude when the mind finds the freedom to explore ideas without interruptions. Great inventions and works of art were born from quietude and silence. Think of Isaac Newton, who developed the theory of gravity during a period of isolation, or artists who, by withdrawing from the world's chaos, created timeless works. Being alone allows the mind to wander without haste, connecting dots that once seemed unrelated. A practical example? Spend a day without social media and dedicate that time to drawing, writing, or even inventing something new. When we isolate ourselves, it's like opening a direct channel to our imagination. With no external voices to divert our attention or limit our possibilities, creativity emerges. If you've ever tried painting even without technical skill, you know that simply putting color on a canvas can be transformative. Like gardening, where each plant grows at its own pace, creativity in solitude develops naturally as long as you allow yourself that space. Try setting aside an hour each day for something creative, like starting a visual journal or experimenting with a new recipe in the kitchen. Isolation also reminds us that creativity isn't just about producing something beautiful, but finding solutions to everyday challenges. It teaches us to value the process more than the result. Imagine using a moment of solitude to reorganize your home or think of new ways to tackle a work problem. A calm mind has an incredible ability to connect ideas and transform abstract thoughts into concrete actions. And it's precisely in this creative freedom that you can begin to overcome the fears that hold you back, taking the next step toward true emotional autonomy. The fear of solitude is one of the most common barriers to achieving emotional independence. It stems from the mistaken idea that being alone equals failure or rejection. In reality, it's quite the opposite. Solitude can be the greatest opportunity for personal growth. Facing the fear of being alone means confronting the emotional dependence that so often shapes your relationships. To start transforming this fear, ask yourself, why do I need others' validation to feel complete? This simple reflection can open doors to more genuine and liberating connections. Overcoming this fear reveals that solitude doesn't have to be seen as a burden, but as a conscious choice for self-sufficiency. This doesn't mean devaluing your relationships, but learning to feel whole without relying on them. A practical example is investing in individual hobbies like writing or meditation. These activities help build a healthy relationship with yourself and make your interpersonal connections more authentic as they become based on choice, not necessity. When you learn to embrace solitude, you discover that fears that once seemed insurmountable begin to lose their power. It's in this moment that a unique kind of freedom arises, the freedom to be yourself, unbound by others' expectations. This process transforms not only your relationships, but also your perspective on life. Strengthening your connection with yourself creates space for growth, promoting practices like gardening, creative writing, or any other activity that uniquely and authentically nurtures your soul. Turning solitude into a tool for personal growth requires practice and dedication. Activities like writing are powerful ways to organize your thoughts and make sense of your emotions. Imagine spending a few minutes each day writing about your worries or dreams in a journal. This practice not only clears your mind, but can also reveal behavioral patterns and open paths to new perspectives. Another practical idea is learning something new, like playing a musical instrument. It's not just about the skill acquired, but the connection you build with yourself during the process. Gardening is also a transformative practice that connects you to nature while teaching lessons about patience and care. Planting a seed is literally cultivating something with your own hands, a symbolic reflection of internal growth. Manual activities like these help slow down the mind and bring a state of presence. Start with something simple, like taking care of a succulent or planting herbs at home. Each small victory in cultivation is a reminder that growth, both external and internal, is a continuous process. These practices serve as an antidote to feelings of isolation. When you channel your energy into something productive, solitude is no longer seen as emptiness, but as an opportunity for construction. Try meditating or listening to instrumental music while engaging in these activities. These moments not only create a space of tranquility, but also spark valuable insights about who you are and where you want to go. It's through this journey of self-discovery that you begin to understand the true value of personal freedom, which leads us to the next point. True personal freedom emerges when you learn to be comfortable with yourself without relying on others' approval or company. This freedom goes beyond physical independence. It's about emotional and mental emancipation. Imagine being able to make choices without the burden of others' expectations. This is only possible when you turn solitude into a space for internal connection, where your decisions are guided by authenticity rather than fear of displeasing others. It's like spreading your wings to fly in a limitless sky, where your only compass is your heart. Mastering the art of being alone reveals that emotional freedom is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. This state allows you to navigate the world with a sense of completeness, without seeking externally what already exists within. Practices like meditation and daily writing reinforce this autonomy. For instance, creating a gratitude journal shifts your focus to what you have rather than what you lack. This simple habit transforms your perspective, making you feel freer and less constrained by external circumstances. Personal freedom also impacts your relationships. When you're not emotionally dependent on others, your connections become lighter, more authentic and enriching. This is because you no longer expect others to fulfill a responsibility they can't, making you happy. In this state of emotional independence, life becomes more fluid, and every experience is lived with greater intensity and presence. This transformation isn't a final destination, but a continuous process that helps you grow authentically and genuinely, unlocking your full potential. Now that you've uncovered the hidden power of solitude and the tools to reshape your relationship with it, the question remains, what will you do with this knowledge? Life is too short to be lived under the shadow of insecurities and fears that hold us back. If you continue to rely on external factors for happiness, you'll always be at the mercy of something or someone. But by choosing to apply what you've learned today, you can create an internal world so solid that nothing and no one can shake it. Are you ready to take control of your life? Pause for a moment and reflect. What's stopping you from starting right now? Is it the fear of failure, the comfort of your current routine, or uncertainty about what truly matters? Whatever it is, the solution is in your hands. Try putting some of the ideas we've discussed into practice. Write about your feelings, cultivate something with your own hands, or dedicate time to reflect on who you truly are. Every small step is a giant leap toward the transformation you deserve. If you want to continue exploring these concepts, learning more about self-knowledge, emotional freedom, and personal growth, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. That way, you won't miss any content that could help change your life. And let me know in the comments, which of these ideas impacted you the most? Let's embark on this journey of transformation together, because the life you dream of is just one decision away. Take the first step today.